Hi lovelies, welcome back. It's Just Vlogs. I'm so happy to see you guys again. Make sure that if you haven't, you subscribe, you hit the bell icon so you can get notified for any new videos, and you like and comment down below anything you want to hear. Today I want to talk about human empathy, or the lack thereof. I think that humanity needs a reality check. There are a lot of things right now that are bothering me, so I'm gonna be making videos on it. But this is one of the main topics. Why is it that humanity lacks empathy? I'm not saying that all of humanity lacks empathy, but there is a huge amount of people that don't care about what happens to other people if it's not about them, like something happening to them, or people that they care about, whether it be friends, family, whoever. Now, there is a percentage out there that doesn't care about anybody other than themselves. They completely lack empathy. Like, they literally have this wall up where it's like, well, if it's not happening to me, it's not happening. Why? Why is it so normal in society? Another thing I want to talk about. I noticed that in like, people tend to act one way in person, like when you talk to people in person, when you meet people in person, and versus over social media. And I know you're probably gonna say, like, duh, that makes sense. I don't understand that. Why would you act some way in social media and then in person you act a completely different way? And I don't mean like putting on this persona of like being happy on camera and outside you're not happy, because I mean that's kind of like a human thing. Your emotions are going to go up and down. I'm talking about the theme of empathy, right? Because I scroll on social media a lot lately, and I've noticed in the comment sections the lack, to me it's almost like the lack of humanity at that point. Like the lack of allowing people to feel things and understanding that even though they're not the ones suffering through that, that they have to be nice to people. Okay, I don't know if you're in that side of TikTok where there's like chisme pages where you talk about other people, or just in TikToks where, like, for example, right now I'm watching this like family, and it's the Zamaripa family. I don't know if you watch them, but I've kind of like, I've come across them, I've watched them a little bit, and you know how everybody finds something to talk about, something negative about people. So there has been like controversial things that people have said about the family. I'm not like a huge like, oh, like I watch them all the time fan. I just come across them, I watch them, and then I don't watch them, right? But before I even like backtrack, because I'm trying to backtrack because I feel like I have ADHD. But before I even explain why I feel this way, I'm gonna say I don't like the fact that people bash them. Why? Because this family, that's their life. The way that they want to live their life, that's just them. Like, I understand that as humans we want to have opinions about other people's lives because that's just how it is. But why bring people down? And I say that because a lot in the comment section, a lot of people tend to complain a lot about the children, like the smallest children crying a lot, or saying that the mother doesn't give like the children equal attention or treats others differently because of certain things. I want to say something. First of all, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, right? For example, in this case, the youngest child has issues when she gets upset, like really, really upset. She has these spells where she just stops breathing. And that's very dangerous, right? I mean, very dangerous. And people keep saying like she gets babied more or she gets everything she wants. But you have to understand, this is a child where it's very dangerous to kind of like fight with them. You can't give them everything they want, but you have to kind of go around it, and it's not easy. So I kind of understand her. And the other children, they don't have this problem. That doesn't mean she treats them any less. That just simply means that there are different ways she goes about it with each of her children, because they all feel different things. And again, I even said this in the comments, We are all human. We all have emotions. Why can't you just allow children, humans, adults to have emotions? Because again, a lot of people in the comment sections keep talking about, oh my God, they're always crying. Then stop watching them. Simply stop watching them at this point. And if you have children, why did you have children if you don't like when children cry? And that's another thing, like, it's not only children that cry, like, adults cry all the time. And the problem is that society normalizes like pushing down your emotions. How many times have you witnessed like a family member, whether male or female, but mostly males, they have issues when they grow up with their emotions because they're told when they're younger, oh, you shouldn't be crying, you're acting like a baby, blah 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 blah. Now, I wasn't told this much really, so I can't possibly tell you like how many things have been said or how hurtful they can be. But I still have empathy for the people that feel emotions and for the people that don't feel their emotions. Like, for example, I don't personally feel too comfortable crying in front of people. And that's just something that I feel, right? But not everybody could understand that, but that doesn't mean you can't hold space for that person, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, be more mindful, you know? You don't have to understand their emotions. You can't possibly understand them because you're not them. And even if you experience something similar, it's still not the same. But you can hold space for people. Like, I don't get it. Why does humanity lack empathy? Now, I don't know what you think. So go ahead and comment what you think about, like, in general, what's like, you know, what's happened around you, like the lack of human empathy, or, you know, something that could probably help, you know, people have more empathy. What are some like experiences that maybe you didn't necessarily feel like you connected like with what was happening to them, but at the same time you held space? I truly believe that it's up to the person themselves to change. And I've noticed, like, in general, a lot of people don't have empathy unless they've gone through the same thing. That's just a generalized thing that I've noticed. Now, you can have a different opinion. That's completely fine. I am not a professional. I'm simply saying things that I've witnessed. Let that sink in, you know? I think that empathy is something that is learned. It's not something that you are born with. Why? Because honestly, we carry a lot of generational baggage. And I know for certain a lot of people are not born with empathy. There are a lot of things that we are born with, but empathy is something, it has to be learned. It just has to be learned. But anyways, that's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time. Mwah.